evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Pat Greenfield, the applicant, the owner of Bucers, is requesting you guys to pass a resolution tonight. The resolution before you tonight concerns a request from the applicant to be allowed to sell beer and wine in a beer garden located in Main Street on the 26th day of June this year during a community event that they are sponsoring. The applicant already has a permit for the street closure, which is set to take place. The closure is from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the 26th. Under Moscow City Code 10-1-12, it prohibits the possession or consumption of alcoholic beverages on public streets or public rights-of-ways, except in accordance with specific regulations adopted by the council in a resolution. Just a little over a month ago, this same resolution basically was before you, and it was approved on for an event, but that event was canceled due to the weather. That resolution, the council deliberated and limited the selling of the beer and wine between the hours of 7 to 10 p.m. Now, if this resolution is approved in conjunction with the street closure, the applicant would have between the hours of 6 to 7 to do the setup. The event would happen between 7 to 10, where the music would be able to play and she would be allowed to sell beer and wine in the beer garden. And then if it was to close at 10, they would have from 10 to 11 to do the tear down. The issue of, I think the applicant had asked to have the music go to 11. The council has addressed it before, but as the council knows that our noise ordinance changes significantly after 10 o'clock. The noise has to be reduced a lot because a lot of people are in the process of going to bed or already in bed. So that's the resolution before you.
Okay, and with that being said, Ms. Greenfield did have a resolution for a prior event that was canceled because of inclement weather. And so we'll move on with that and discussion. Walter.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Rod, just so I'm clear, the street closure has been handled by staff. We have set up the process whereby that is administratively handled?
Yes, we did that a little over a month, or within the last couple of months, we set up the street closure policy and neighborhood block parties.
So the council does not need to take any action on that tonight? That's correct. Okay.
You're only dealing with the beer and wine resolution.
Mr. Mayor, with that, I would make a motion that we approve the request for the beer and wine use between the hours of 7 and 10, and also that the band be required to cease music at 10 p.m.
I would second that.
Okay. We've got a motion by Walter and a second by Jim Boland to approve the recommendation from 7 to 10. One thing we did not discuss is the use of 2 police officers, as we did on the previous event.
I would include that as well, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. So that would
be two police officers paid for by the applicant.
Okay.
Isn't that in the resolution?
It's something that needs to be put in the motion too. Jim, will you approve that as a second?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Okay, so what we have is we've got a motion by Walter, a second by Jim, to recommend the authorization to be limited from 7 to 10 for drinking and security be provided by 2 police officers during this, and that all beer and wine regulations be observed. Sound good?
The police officers paid for by the applicant.
That's correct.
And that the music cease at 10 p.m.
Yep, and that is in the resolution. Discussion? Ms. Council?
The only thing I might add, Mr. Mayor, is that this is the same process that was used when the music festival up at the East City Park started. And at that time, the council required that the people that put that on also use Moscow City Police to be around and paid for. After a couple, 3 years, I'm not sure exactly how long it took, with virtually no problems, then the city council said that it would be fine if Rendezvous in the Park were to provide their own security I would think that this type of thing that Bucers is putting on would probably fall under a similar type situation, although that is, we're still a couple years away from that.
Okay. Other conversation before I do a roll? Okay, John, I'll start with you.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
And I.
Okay, Pat, you got it, 5-0.